If your life often feels messy and overwhelming, this video is made for you. In the next few minutes, I'll walk you through building a clear, all-in-one life management system, a place to manage tasks, plans, and ideas in one flow. Visualize your time and focus on what truly matters each day so you can move into a more productive rhythm. Now let's get started. First, let's begin by clearing your mind. Right now, write down everything you can think of into the inbox. For example, update report, workout, order takeout, and so on. Next, review what you've written and identify clear, actionable tasks. Use lists to categorize them. Obviously, several of these belong to work, so I'll create a work list. Add an icon so it's easier to recognize. Then select all the work-related tasks and move them into the work list. In the inbox, there are also personal, household, shopping, and finance items. We'll create lists one by one and sort them accordingly. To save time, I'll skip the repetitive steps here. So, are there any special management tips for different lists? If your work is complex and could be categorized more specifically, you can create multiple lists and then drag them together into a folder. This makes the structure much clearer. Different lists serve different purposes, so we can also choose different ways to organize them. I've added more content to this account so we can continue the demo. For example, in a work list, where most tasks are one-time items that need to be completed within a certain time frame, I want to see the nearest deadlines first. So tap Group and Sort in the top right and set it to group by date. The most urgent tasks will appear at the top. Group and Sort is a feature I strongly recommend using. It offers many options and lets you freely organize different lists in different ways. It's incredibly helpful. Here are two more examples. In the chores list, we can choose custom grouping. Tap Manage Section and add sections based on frequency like daily, weekly, or monthly. Add tasks within each section and set repeats. For example, mop the floor every Thursday, or wash the mattress protector again in 1 month. Once everything is set, tasks will repeat automatically according to the schedule. You no longer need to remember when to do each chore or spend too much effort planning them. Here's another small tip. Household tasks can be quite trivial, and I usually don't want them appearing in my to-do list and distracting me. Just open the Lists Edit page and enable Do Not Show in Smart Lists. This way, tasks from this list won't appear in today, tomorrow, or the next 7 days. Once your lists and task structure are set up, the system is basically formed. From here on, you just need to capture new tasks as they appear, follow your plan, and keep the workflow running in a continuous loop. When capturing tasks, there's another feature you should definitely enable: Smart Recognition. If you want to quickly add a time or reminder, just type it directly. And it's not limited to typing. Voice input can be recognized too. Now that everything above is organized, let's return to the inbox. Besides clear tasks, some items might make you hesitate, like work out or drink water. For long-term behaviors like these, you can add them directly as habits. If you don't see the Habit tab, go to Settings, Features, and enable it. Tap the plus button to add a habit, set an icon and a name. Unlike tasks, habits allow you to set frequency and goals, including custom units and quantities, so you can track completion data. For example, exercise 3 times a week for 40 minutes each session. Every check-in can record the duration. Habits also support grouping. I divide mine into core habits and bonus habits. For me, drinking water is a core habit, while exercise is a bonus habit. I only require myself to complete the core habit goals as much as possible, which helps reduce psychological pressure. If there are other habits you want to remind yourself of, you can add them now. In the Habit tab, You can enable showing habits in smart lists, so even though they're habits, you'll still see them in your today list. Finally, we still have mom's birthday and friend's wedding. In the past, these were usually set as tasks, but now you can add them as countdowns. Go to Settings, Features, Enable Countdown, and tap the plus button to add one. There are 4 types of dates. I'll choose birthday, set the name, enter the person's birth date, and enable Show Age, so you can quickly see how old they'll be. Don't forget to set reminders so you have time to prepare a gift. Sometimes you don't think of many dates at first, but after adding one, more ideas come to mind, so you can add more birthdays and other special dates. For example, a wedding anniversary. After setting it to repeat, you can choose how it counts. Countdown shows how long until the next anniversary, while elapsed time shows how long you've been married. There are many other dates you can track. A baby's due date countdown, a mortgage payment countdown, or even the day I arrived on Earth. Of course, that last one is just for fun. At this point, most things are added and organized. The next step is learning how to view them more effectively every day, when to do things and what to do first. That's where the rest of TickTick's features come in. The first thing I open every day is the calendar. When tasks are placed into the calendar, you can clearly see your schedule over time, something a list alone can't provide. There are many view options. On mobile, I prefer Day View, 3-Day View, or the Weekly Grid. On desktop, I usually use Month View and Year View for long-term planning. What's especially useful is that tasks and calendar are not separate on desktop. You can use Split View, tasks on one side, calendar on the other, and drag tasks directly into the calendar to quickly set their time. This is extremely effective for scheduling multiple tasks within a project. At the same time, you can freely add tasks in the calendar, drag to reschedule and adjust plans easily whenever things change. Not just tasks, you can also show habits and countdowns in the calendar. This helps you spot important dates and plan related tasks. For example, if mom's birthday is coming up, I know I need to schedule prepare birthday gift a few days in advance. To make different items easier to recognize, click the 3 dots in the top right, View Options, Color. You can set tasks to follow list colors for quick category recognition, keep habits in a fixed color for consistency, and assign custom colors to countdowns to highlight important dates. To highlight some things, you also need to hide others. Just like in the Task tab, you can prevent trivial lists, like household chores, from appearing in the calendar to avoid distraction. On mobile, tap the 3 dots, Filter View Range. Whether you're switching dates or zooming in and out of the timeline, the browsing and adjustment process feels smooth. It's simple but very important to me. If you have a lot of tasks, the calendar alone may not be enough. I recommend using the Eisenhower Matrix. After setting priorities, tasks will be divided into 4 quadrants based on priority levels. This makes it easier to see high, medium, and low priority tasks. You can also customize the quadrant rules. You might not fully understand the power of the Eisenhower Matrix yet. I didn't either, until I had listed many tasks but still failed to complete the one thing that truly mattered. Doing tasks is about solving problems, and only solving the most important problems brings real satisfaction. Since realizing this, I assign priorities whenever I add a task. So whenever I open TickTick, I immediately know what should be done first. Don't want to open the app all the time? Finally, I highly recommend adding home screen widgets, something you should definitely try. TickTick offers many widgets, including the features mentioned earlier. I personally place a Today Tasks widget alongside a calendar timeline. This lets me see what needs to be done today and quickly understand my schedule without repeatedly opening the app. I also add an Eisenhower Matrix widget. Since I set each quadrant's timeframe to this week, it essentially becomes my weekly plan. Plus a habit heat map widget and a countdown widget, so I can track habits and stay aware of important dates. And if you have New Year goals, you can pin them to your home screen too. Just create a dedicated list, add a task widget, and set it to display that list. That's everything for today's video. It may not be very long, but there's a lot of information packed inside. From organizing tasks into lists, habits, and countdowns, to scheduling with the calendar, prioritizing with the Eisenhower Matrix, and keeping everything visible through widgets. I believe a system that feels natural to use will give you clearer thinking and make it easier to take action. But this isn't a template you should copy exactly. The goal of this video is to demonstrate features and provide ideas. If you're feeling pulled in too many directions, I hope today's video gives you a bit of inspiration to build your own system and bring everything into order. If you found this helpful, I'd really appreciate a like. It helps me a lot. And if you want to learn more tips and workflows, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.